Hello everyone and welcome. My name's Lainie, this is Big Girls Really Do Cry, and this is Photos of the Week live because I haven't managed to get sorted to do it. To record it would take us probably 2 or 3 hours, and I thought might as well just do it live now while I've got the time. So here I am. Also, there's like some things I want to explain in it anyway, so I just thought, well, I'll do it this way. It makes it easier. So I'm not sure how many people will come, but hopefully, if you are watching it, you can comment in the side chat whilst it's live, or you can comment after if you don't get here to watch it live. Fingers crossed. Hi Chris. Hi Richard. I haven't been out so much today. Not so much today, so much this week. I have tried to think 3 days, I think, out of the week that I went out. So I went to Roker Park once, I've been to the city centre once, and I've been round the doors once. So there's about 50 pictures-ish, I think. But we'll find out when I go through them. As some of you may be aware, if you watched the Chatty Tuesday live, I had a bit of an issue with my wheelchair, a bit of a nightmare with my wheelchair, in that the wheel came off. I won't go through the whole experience of how it happened and why, as I did on Tuesday night, but apart from to say, there was a lot of passing about before there was actually any help. So it took 2.5 hours for it to be put back on, and it has affected my confidence a lot with the wheelchair. Like, I've been to, I met my friend at Tesco. That's the furthest I've been. It's about 10 minutes from me. That does require crossing a road and going up and down the bank both ways. And I have to admit, I was nervous where I didn't think about it before. So, yeah, I was going to go out today and go to Roker Park, which is about 20 minutes away, but it's a lot further, a lot more scary. And yeah, I didn't go, and I don't want to get to the point where I'm nervous and I don't want to go out and then not be able to go. Oh, I think I just lost my internet there for 2 seconds. Seems to be back. Well, at least it's showing to me that it's back, but fingers crossed it's okay. You're here for the birds, Chris? Well, you're in luck. Hi, Louis. How are you doing? I'm good now. Kind of. No, actually, I'm having a rough week all around for some reason, but that's a different story. Yeah, I'll get on with these pictures, shall I? Otherwise, I'll be here all day, and I might as well have just edited the video. Would have been easier. All right. So I need to share the screen. When I share the screen, I won't be able to see who's here. I'll let her bring it up on my phone, I think. Yeah, I'll do that. Right. Okay. I'll find it on my phone. So this picture is obviously a swan. Oh, it's Hazel because I named the swans around here. But this is Hazel. This is from Mowbray Park in the town or city centre. So there was Jack and Hazel with the two swans. that I named, but I could only see her, and he wasn't anywhere else. Like there's he may have been on this island behind. That would be the only place I could think that he could go that I wouldn't see. The rest of it I can see. So hopefully he's all right wherever he is. Wasn't being removed for any reason, because he was looking really dirty. Like I know he could have lied in something or whatever, but I just thought that he would have cleaned himself up somehow, or being in the water he would have. But he just looked really dirty to me. But anyway, fingers crossed he's fine. Right, I'm just trying to find this on my phone. Sorry, people. It's not updating me very well. Right, I found it. Just mute myself before I end up speaking over. So I don't need that. Right. Okay, so as I said, this is Hazel. Not that, you meant to give them names or anything, but I do. So if we move on, this is a young moor hen, and it was squawking away. I think it was trying to find its mum or whatever. So it was wandering around squawking away, and I managed to kind of get it in full voice, as it were. With little, I think it's so cute that they have little tongues. I know it sounds really weird, but like, I don't know, I just always thought that there'd be no tongue kind of thing, but they do. Because I'm sure some birds of prey don't. I've got a picture of well, you'll see it, a bird yawning later on, and I couldn't see them have a tongue, but I don't know. But anyway, I just thought it was worth showing, so I added it in. Yeah, it is cute. Neat that you caught that with your camera. Yeah, it was just random, I suppose. Moving on to a baby duckling. There was only one. It's the only one I saw anyway. It was quite brave actually, because it was going quite far from its mum. Normally, like, they stay quite close, although maybe it's a couple of weeks old or something, but it still looks pretty young. But yeah, I'm just saying he for argument's sake, he was going quite far from her at quite a few points. So as you can see, and she was she wouldn't have been able to save him if anything had come near him, type of thing. But I suppose they do get to the stage where they just start to wander off. I don't even think the seagulls are interested after the first sort of couple of weeks. They don't bother, even the seagulls. Speaking of seagulls, so this is I'm not sure if it's a male or female seagull, but this was its baby, and this was like tapping at its beak and like squealing, and then tapping at its beak and squealing, and then, like, might turn your stomach if you're not that way inclined, but it it brought up some that looked like a slice of bread that it had swallowed whole by the looks of it, and then mushed together, and then fed it to the baby, which was a bit minging, but I just happened to catch it when I was taking photographs. But yeah, that's how they feed them. So usually this is always full of plants at the bottom here, and I've mentioned the Northern Spire Bridge a couple of times, I believe, which is a bridge that we have. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the best picture of it because sitting down I wasn't high enough to show these. Like, these were meant to be, so this is meant to be a picture of the bridge, which has this sort of pointed middle bit here, and then it has these lines that come down either side, and there's the same on this side, but you can't really see. And then there's the road that goes across the bottom there. But that's the best picture I could get of it. But it's a picture, isn't it? So this is Mrs. Rat and baby rat. She actually had 3 babies with her. One of them had a really wonky tail. It was like bent in about 4 places, bless it. We have both parks are quite overrun with rats. Like you see them like every time you go, but I think that's pretty much everywhere now that like have these sort of, open spaces. And I don't remember ever seeing it when I was a kid, but then I wasn't either looking either. Whereas like now I look at everywhere, so I see them a lot more than I used to. But yeah, they all came out to feed and they were following her. I managed to get this picture. Quite a few of what I took was blurred, but they were quite far from me. And the lighting wasn't the greatest, so I just had to deal with it how I could, best way I could, I suppose. Okay, so this is a young blackbird, probably a female, I think, or it's going to be a female, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure when the darker feathers come in to know. But yeah, I was just sitting here, and then every now and then would bend down and pick one of the berries, and if these are red currants. I think I had this issue before because I wasn't sure what they were. Possibly red currants or just berries or something. But yeah, let's just bend down there to get them. And this is a male blackbird. Not sure if it's just young, and this is why this is like baldish here on the head, because this does look a bit lighter. So it may just be getting the rest of its darker feathers in around the head, and that's why this is looking a bit bare. But yeah, I was just standing there, picked something up off the floor net, and don't know what it was because I didn't see it quick enough. But yeah, this part of its head looks lighter than the rest of it, so it could just be like a very young male blackbird. But yeah. So this is a butterfly. It's a speckled wood. Is the I nearly said is the brand. It's not a brand of butterfly. It's the breed of butterfly. I particularly love how like all the sort of fur comes up here, and it's kind of like this orangey, bluey, greeny sort of fuzz, as it were. But yeah, I've seen this one this type, I should say, not this exact one, quite a few times. I do see a lot of these. I see a lot of the cabbage whites, and I would say they're the 2 most popular ones that I see. And this is a dunnock. I haven't seen any dunnocks for ages. Like I haven't seen any sparrows for ages, or sparrows, not for a while. I don't know if they go somewhere else or for winter. I'm not really sure. If anyone knows, I might have to Google that. I think nobody does know, but yeah. But this little dunnock come out, and I think he spotted me and kind of turned to go and hide again. But I managed to get this picture before he did. But yeah, it's cute. But he's very much blended in his background, with the colouring. I'm not sure if I've been told what this flower is again, but I just love the contrast of the really dark centre with the yellow. I should say. Again, not sure if I know what the flower is, but I'm sure someone in the chat will, if not now when they're watching it back, if not now when it's live, they may know what it is watching it back, but I just think it's a really nice colour. I need to say contest, that's not what I mean. Yeah, combination, that's what I mean. Hi Pat. Now I think this is an iris, and I may be wrong, but if I am, someone can tell us that as well. But I think it's an iris. But if you know, then let us know, because I'm not sure. I just thought it was a nice, pretty colour, and so I took a picture. Again, not sure what this is. My first thought was a pansy, but I've never seen one this sort of unusual, sort of with the white and purple like that. Hence is why I took a picture of it. But I thought it may have been a pansy. So yeah. Just popping to the post office, won't be long. No worries. All right. I'm not sure how long I'll be here, but if I'm still here, I'll see you when you get back. Right. Again, not sure what type of flower this is. I just thought it was pretty, and I liked how the background was kind of green because of some bushes. There was kind of a wall here, and then there was some bushes, and it just sort of stood out, you know. So that was cool. I demand you take out the word amateur photography and remove it. You're an excellent photographer. I don't care what anyone else says. You are very focused. Thank you, Louis, but I am definitely amateur. Oh, viola. Yeah, that's probably what it is, Chris. But yeah, they are similar. So I went for pansy because it was just. But then I suppose I always think pansies petals are quite flimsy. If that makes sense. So maybe it is more of a viola. Anyway. Again, this was similar. This was the same type of flower as that other one, apart from like with the white instead of the pink. Again, no clue what it was. I don't know what this is either. I believe it had little flowers on it, maybe. And then obviously it's died, but I still thought it looked pretty cool, even though it had died. I don't know what they are. They just look like they would have been little. Just like the structure of it, I just think it looks quite cool. You know how it's structured. I'm really good at words, me. Just put in art photos instead. Level is subjective. Yeah, it's always subjective, isn't it? All right, and this is the little. Well, this is a pigeon, obviously. I don't know what type of pigeon it is, but I thought it was unusual in the colours. Kind of looked a bit like a collared, maybe it's like a cross between something like a collared dove and a pigeon, or a collared pigeon and a wood pigeon. I don't know, or maybe it is actual breed. But I think what I found unusual was its blue eyes, because I don't usually see blue-eyed pigeons. But then maybe that is a thing. I'm not sure. But yeah, I was in the doorway because it started chucking it down. So I was in my like sort of in the doorway because I just came back to get out of the rain. And whilst I was in the doorway, he landed on my railing. So I took pictures of him. And I was also trying to be a bit arty, which you'll see, but it's not quite, didn't quite work, but I'll show you in a minute anyway. Okay, back to Mowbray Park in the city centre. This is a tufted duck. It's only a young tufted duck because he's just starting to go white here, and obviously this will all darken as well. His head's darkened, he's got his proper yellow eyes now, but this will all go white around here, and this will all darken up. So yeah. Hi Susan. Oh, thank you. So yeah, laser duck. Then we have a rabbit. I love how, like, I know, you know, when you just say like rabbit's tail, but it's just perfectly. Does that make sense? It just does look like a kind of big cotton ball, doesn't it? I suppose that's why they call them cottontails, isn't it? Because of the cotton ball. But yeah, he's he or she. I don't actually know how you tell the difference. I'm not really sure. I've never actually looked that up. I should look that up. But managed to get. I was just going down the wheelchair, and then I tend to look inside, and it was just sitting there, and I was like, oh. So managed to get a few pictures, and then I seen another one further along, but he was really angry at me, I think. He just looked very moody at me, I suppose. But you'll see. But very cute. There. This was a different one further up, and yeah, I don't think it was happy. Do you think it was happy? Well, I kept it in this because I just thought it looks a bit funny. It just looked like what you do and taking my picture. Oh, that's weird. You can get these veins in his ears because of the sun. But I suppose they probably have got really thin skin. There. Like Jasper does on his legs. On part of his legs, it's just like a bit of skin. It's weird. I felt a bit sorry for this fella. I'm saying he's a fella again, but I'm not sure. Well, he's quite brightly coloured, which probably means he is male because usually the females are more muted, I think. But I don't know if he was young, but he had pretty much no fur on the back of his neck and his head. And I noticed that he had 2 ticks when I got closer to him and I got another picture, but it was really badly blurred, so I didn't put it in. But there's 2 ticks on it. So yeah, you can see the veins in pale cat's ears too. Yeah, I suppose it makes sense, wouldn't it? Really, that anything really pale would probably show up, wouldn't it, with the light on like that, the bright sun. But yeah, I mean, going back to this guy, he was flying and everything, and he was eating and whatnot, but I just felt a bit sorry for him. But there was nothing I could do because even if I'd have been even if I wasn't in a wheelchair, he flew away. So it wouldn't be like I could have helped him or anything because he flew away. Right, this was the bit of arty bitsy witsy thing that I did because when it was chucking it down of rain, and I was kind of in the doorway, and when the pigeon landed on the railing, I was looking, and the rain was dropping off the edging of there, and I still have no clue what setting to have it on for certain things yet. I still don't have it, but I was trying to catch the raindrops dropping off the edge of here. But also you can see like literally where it's raining, but it just looks like streaks, which is quite cool actually. And it's funny, isn't it? Because the rain kind of falls in all directions. It sort of goes over there, goes down there, goes across there. I don't know if you can see that one. It goes down there, and then these are more like across and down, and that one's across there. I don't know if you can see it on your screen, but yeah, it kind of sort of, I suppose you just expect it to be straight and all, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of weird. But I managed to get that one fallen here, but the light going through was really hard to stop. That one's a bit better, as in like it looked more formed, but it was in a different part. You can still just about see the streaks of rain at the back. There's one there, the deeper ones. And then I think that just blurred, but I actually thought it looked quite cool in a weird sense, just with the roundness with the light. I just thought the roundness looked really cool. But I'm just weird sometimes, so don't worry about it. That's Delilah. It's the Stadium of Light. I was on my way home and all the football ground was filling up. So Delilah and Samson were about. Samson buggered off before I got a picture, so just got Delilah. And I went, when did I go to the town? Saturday. Yeah. So I went into town Saturday because I knew that the North East Falconry guy would be there. And I didn't get as many pictures as I usually do. But I bumped into some people that I knew, so I was talking to them for ages. Yeah, weird is good, definitely. But I still think they look a bit like heartsies on these sides. I don't know if they do if I zoom in a bit. Yeah, they do still, don't they? Look like hearts. It's cool. But yeah, if you've never met this bird before, this is Captain. Captain is an American kestrel. And yeah, he's part of Northeast Falconry. I don't know where my thing's gone. Oh, right, I'll minus you off and see if I can find it again. I don't know what it is with this thing, it just disappears. Right, where was I? Here. Right, try again. So this is Marty. Marty is a spectacled owl. Spectacled owl. Get there? He is, isn't he? I'm assuming you went Captain, little Captain. He's tiny, so tiny, but he's fully grown, even though he's only like 10, 12 weeks or something. But all he does is like ask for food. That's all he does. So yeah, moving back to this is Marty. Marty is a spectacled owl who was pretty much asleep for most of the time I was there. I think I got one photograph of him with his eyes open. There you go. But he's beautiful and he's so soft, but he just wasn't like, you know, it's like, I just want to sleep. Yous are all boring. You know what I mean? Just love the colour of their eyes. Absolutely love the colour of their eyes. And the same with Sabina. So this is Sabina. She's an Indian eagle owl. And she has a more orangey compared to Marty's yellow eyes. So I think it's Marty's a day owl, even though he was the one who was asleep most of the time, because that made it seem a bit funny. So he hunts in the day and she hunts in at night, and at dusk and dawn, because her eyes are orange. And if the eyes are dark, then they are nocturnal. So that's how it works, I believe, unless I've mixed them up, and I apologise. Again, this is Sabina. She's so beautiful. She's quite big, actually. She's bigger than Marty, but I think in Birds of Prey, quite a lot of the females are bigger than the male versions. I definitely think it's true for eagles from what he was saying, and I'm sure they said similar for the owls as well. And that would make sense from when we, well, you know, Susan, when we've watched like Robert Fuller's live streams, Gylfi was larger, wasn't she? And why have I just totally forgot his name? The male. Can't think of his name, but yeah. I'm sure all the female owls were bigger. Finn, that's it. So Gylfi was larger than Finn. Yeah, it makes sense, I suppose. Marty's got a great head. He does. Hi, Sylvia. Love the eagle owl. That's what we had it all with me. And I mean, when picture was us with one between us. Oh, she is beautiful, like Sabina. I mean, I know they're not all named, you know what I mean? But obviously, Sabina, this one is. But look at that profile. Stunning. That eyes are quite reflective as well. I wonder if, don't know if I'm in there, but I can't see. I know on one of the ones I took, I was in the row, in their eye, in the row, in the eye. This is a Harris hawk. This is his Hermes. He's actually got 10, I think, 10 Harris hawks. They all got H names. Hermes, Horatio, Hester. The newest one, which I showed a couple of weeks back, is now called Hex. So they've all got H names. Yours was a big male called Arinka. I think that's how you say it. Arinka. Not sure, but I think that's how you say it. And this, the way he had this like canopy thing or gazebo, but it was changing the color of the light, so obviously it created this sort of yellowy color. Anyway, this is Blizzard. Blizzard is a, now if I don't know if the right pronouncing, but I'm going to try. It's Saka, spelled Saker, kestrel. And I think he said it was the biggest kestrel you can get. He was absolutely gorgeous, obviously. And I tried to, obviously he's Blizzard because he's quite white. It makes sense, I suppose. We paid a local bird of prey sanctuary to bring the birds. The guests loved it. We had about 20 different owls and hawks. That's really cool. Really cool. So yeah, as I said, this is Blizzard and it's Saka, Falcon, not Falcon, Kestrel. Anyway, 2/3 of my wedding album of bird and prey pictures. Well, that's good. That would be me. All right. So you've met Vlad before as well, Vladimir. He's a Russian steppe eagle. Absolutely. I know, you know, you shouldn't really have favorites, I don't think, but I do think I've got like there's a bit like, I do seem to, I'm drawn to him more, if that makes sense. I absolutely love the eagles and everything, but there's something about him, I'm drawn to him, and he's quite comical. He was making me laugh because when he had hold of the smaller birds, he was kind of head tilting at them, which reminds us of my dog, but he was head tilting at them like sideways. And I was thinking, and he was clearly must have been thinking, oh, I wonder if they're any good for me dinner, you know what I mean? Probably, or whatever he was thinking. But he just looked really sweet. Yeah, which is probably not how you were meant to look. Um, Also, this is him yawning. I don't know. I just seem to have this effect on him. I've caught him twice yawning. Um, Now, I said this before with the tongue on the other one right at the beginning on the moor hen where you could see its tongue. And I can't see a tongue in his throat, but they just like literally swallow the food, like full on, whole, full size, whatever. So he probably doesn't need a tongue, but maybe he has one and I just can't see it. But yeah, he kind of looks like he was screaming, but he was actually yawning. It was great for the sanctuary as our guests made generous donations to have their pictures taken with them, even though they didn't need to. Oh, that's cool. They do have tongues. I just can't see it, and maybe it's just like little and flat or something. I know the American Kestrel does because I've seen his. But twice when he's done this, I've never seen his tongue. And then I just thought, oh, I wonder if he doesn't have one because they just kind of swallow things whole. But I guess, like us, would they need it for the taste and stuff? Do they even care about taste? Maybe. I laughed at this because he was a bit cockeyed. But just, you can see. I don't know if you can see, but there you go. I just thought he looked really cute with his cockeyedness. But also, he has like a really like a majestic presence because like obviously his wingspan's about 6 foot or whatever, or maybe more, can't remember. And yeah, he only weighs about 7 pounds. Um, he looks a lot bigger than he is, if that makes sense. But I know that Glenn, who's like the guy who runs Northeast Falconry, he said like all bird of prey, their bones are like, I don't know if it's all birds that their bones are like honeycomb, which makes sense because obviously make them lighter so they can fly. It's really narrow and small and narrow. That's probably why I didn't see his. But yeah, it's a nice profile view of him. But he's beautiful, as they all are, to be fair. This is the head tilt that I was talking about. This is what he does, and he was doing it quite a lot. And I managed to get a picture of it, but I just think he looks cute. Do you think he looks cute as well, or is it just me? But I do. I think he looks cute when he does this head tilt. He's like he's interested, and and whether it's basically he's sizing up the the American Kestrel or whatever it was that he was, wondering if he could take it for some food. Nah, he's not deaf. He was listening. My dog head tilts. He's not deaf. He just does it for cuteness, though, I'm sure. Yeah, these there's a thing going on. Well, there was over the holidays a thing going on in the city centre at the weekends where they were bringing out. They had like jugglers and mime artists and people on stilts and all sorts, and then these guys, flower people. So they stopped to let us take the picture, but I don't know what they meant to be. But like there was this whole display of like animal, like they were like animals shaped as what's that? You know, when they trim trees and stuff and they make it into a certain animal shape. So there was kind of things like that, and there was jugglers and mime artists and these two, and I don't know what these two were meant for, but yeah, they were there. So they stopped and I took the picture. Topiary, that's it, that's the word. See, I knew I could rely on someone. I think is that the last one? Or did I? Yeah, it is. It's the last picture. So I can stop sharing and come back on the screen. Yeah, so I didn't get out much because as I said, had the issue with the wheelchair, and so I didn't get out much. But I need to fight it and go back out. I think there's a meet up of the group of people who are in the photography thing that I do. They're all meeting. And they're like where it is, it's like right down the seafront and then back up on myself along the prom bit. And I've been along that way loads of times, but just it's weird. I don't want to be stranded in somewhere where it's really populated, and so I've got that in my head, and I know I need to get over it. And I have been out, and I did go to Tesco, which is up and down a bank, and all of that stuff. I just need to do it and not think about it. Otherwise, I'll not keep going out. I can't ban either, Chris, don't worry about it. Did you take photos while you were stranded with the broken wheel? No, because I couldn't, well, where I was, there wasn't really anything to take a photo of. Well, maybe there was a laughing crow, but I couldn't see him because he was in the tree. I didn't even use the camera to look at the wheel, because I was thinking to myself, oh, I wonder if when I first wasn't sure if the wheel had come off. It was then. Anyway, I'm going to have to go. So this is sudden, but thank you for watching. Bye bye.